Morning. Welcome to Dr. D's Media Minutes. This is talk number 14. What makes stuff go viral? But first, this is a first talk I've written with my new laptop. I studied all the machines in depth almost every day to make sure I got just the right one. I didn't keep track, but I bet I spent 5 hours a week for 3 months. That's 195 hours. Guess what? I bought the same one I picked out for my mother-in-law last fall after browsing at Best Buy for 30 minutes. Did I waste all those hours? Maybe. But my last laptop was a trusted companion for 9 years. I wrote hundreds of talks with her, mostly for church, and she never let me down. ASUS was getting a little slow waking up each morning compared to this bad mamma jamma I'm writing with now. But I've slowed down a little bit in those 9 years, and she's never said a word. You may ask why I deserted my trusted friend for this hip version. He even goes by the name HP. Imagine a machine that's so cool it only needs initials to be instantly recognized. Who does he think he is, The Rock? I'm not going to change just because I've upgraded what's on my lap. I hope ASUS didn't hear me say that derogatory U word. Don't worry, it's not a midlife crisis. I'm the same guy. But as is so often the case, it wasn't even her fault. I'm the guilty party. I spilled a beverage on her pristine keyboard. She tried to shake it off as no big deal, but alas, a gremlin attacked her aging circuits. I've been cutting and pasting now for 3 months. All of these media minutes have been accomplished with gymnastic-like gyrations. I steal a 5, a 6, or a 0 from a previous budget, then I search for a plus sign or an equal sign in an old investment document. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've left the keyboard of my youth because of the S key. S's are everywhere. Look around. Say all the things you can see from where you're sitting that contain that ubiquitous letter. Look, even that silly word ubiquitous has one. Try to write a real grown-up sentence without at least once using that loose letter. Even that sentence has 4 of those shameless mockers. And look at that word shameless. Now you know why it means what it does. The word wastes a third of its capacity on one letter, the wanton letter S. Why couldn't more words be like capacity? That's a good word. No hussy-like S's to be found. If more words are like capacity or wanton, I'd still be writing with my old pal ASUS. Because laptops are like a good dog. They're there when you need them and quiet unless you ask them to speak. Give them the right incentives and they'll work hour after hour and then snore just a little to let you know you've overworked them. Laptops even age like dogs. 7 years for each one of our birthdays. So that makes ASUS 63 now, not 9. But let's keep that just between you and me because you know how women are about their age. So what have we learned today? What I learned is how much easier it is to write one of these talks when all the keys work. It makes me almost feel sinfully lazy. This whole chat took less than 2 hours to think up and prepare. Wow. Just think of all the time I'll have to study in the next 9 years for my next new laptop. But if you look deeper, what you'll find is that I still haven't finished my talk on what makes things go viral. This was just a bit of fluff I've stealthily used to tease you to keep you coming back. I think I've hooked 4 of you now. So remember what Sonny said. When I get to 1,000 of you who like me, I'll be rich. Until then, I'll just patiently flop through life, underperforming my wanton capacity. That sentence, that 13-word, 70-letter sentence has no S's. That's what all correspondences would look like if everybody's S key was kaput, like poor old ASUS. May she rest in peace. In case you're wondering, there are 209 S's in this talk. That makes up 7% of the letters. That's a lot of cutting and pasting. Thanks, HP.